right. Well, I know folks are still dialing in, but I know your
Yeah.
time is very important, and we really appreciate you being on the call this morning. So let's just go ahead and get started. I would like to introduce Secretary Marstiller, the Secretary of AHCA. And Secretary, we are so happy that you are able to join us this morning. We know how busy you are with the storms coming. And also Deputy Secretary Kim Smoak. Kim and I have been working really closely together the last couple of days. And Kim, I know you're not getting much sleep right now, but we really appreciate everything that you're doing. And if you can introduce Jason, we would really appreciate it.
Certainly. Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for pulling the call together. It's a critical time, obviously, for everyone. Before I dive in, obviously everyone knows Kim Smoak, Deputy Secretary for Health Quality Assurance. Jason Wida is the newest face on the call from AHCA. He is our Chief of Staff, succeeding Cody Farrell, who is downtown. He's actually at the EOC even as we speak. But thanks again for putting together the call. Thanks for you all working with us to make sure that your facilities and their residents in particular are being taken care of, that preparations are being done, that evacuations, if they need to occur, are occurring early enough and in an orderly and safe manner. I know that Kim is going to have some more specific things to talk to you all about. But two of the most important things for me, first, is to make sure that everyone is reporting to the extent that they have to and can into our health facility reporting system. It's the one that used to be called ESS, but it still is used for that purpose, as well as just generally so that we can know what's going on, because we need to know where people are, where facilities are available, beds, et cetera, et cetera. So please keep making sure that your facilities are reporting in. Secondly, and way more importantly, and I have to be bad cop on this one. We have staff who have been obviously going out in advance of the storm to check ALFs to see how they are doing with their generators and preparations. And I have to tell you, quite honestly, I am a bit disappointed and not a bit concerned about what we are finding when we go. Generators haven't been tested. People don't necessarily have, fuel, or are still waiting for fuel, or things like that. And ladies and gentlemen, in a state like Florida, we have to do a much better job of preparing and testing and, doing these things regularly, drills, if that's what it takes. We cannot afford to have another situation that happened, although, nursing home, but the situation that happened down in Broward County, back in 2017 and 2018. We've got to have our long-term care facilities ready and prepared to take care of their patients, keep them comfortable, keep, the lights on, the air on, all of those things. And staff also have to be trained on a regular basis. They have to know where to go, what to do, where the switch is, where the paperwork is, all of that. So, I don't think that it can be stressed enough how important this is. And so for those facilities who still have time to get those preparations done, please help us get the message out to them that this work has to be done. It's critical. They have very vulnerable people in their care. And they have the responsibility, as do we, to make sure that they are safe and taken care of during and after the storm. We don't know how long, who's going to lose power. We don't know how long it's going to take for power to be restored. And folks need to be able to be comfortable, get the care they need, et cetera. So that's my main message for you all today. We, of course, will continue to work with everyone. We're here as a resource. Kim in particular and her team are hard at work making sure, from our perspective, that residents are taken care of and that facilities that have needs are getting those needs taken care of. So with that, I'll pass it on to Kim to talk about some more particulars.
Thank you, Secretary Marstiller, and thank you, Gail and Veronica, for your teams working together to get this done, to have this call. We really appreciate the nation and coordination and collaboration between each of our associations during this time. That is very, very important. As Secretary Marstiller said, probably the biggest thing is make sure you are updating the health facility reporting system at least by 10 a.m. every day. If your situation changes during the day, please update the system at that point. I know some facilities right now may not be evacuating, but then as the storm shift, as it just recently has, we are now looking at Lee County. There have been mandatory evacuations called for A and B zones in Lee County. So we are working with facilities in those areas now. So as their situation changes, you will need to make those updates every day. And that's why we are hounding you. And I know I heard on a conversation yesterday with a provider, Kim, I'm just getting all these calls. It's very important to update the system. So we can reduce our number of calls. I have no control over outside entities that may be calling you, the county, your local legislative office, an advocate, families, but definitely that's why that system is very important to keep updated. I want to just let you know, we have already had a situation about this, so I want to warn you. If your county emergency management office orders you to evacuate under a mandatory evacuation, you have got to evacuate. I've been pulled into at least 2 situations where a county has said it's a mandatory evacuation. The facility is pushing back. Please know, and don't say, well, I'm going to call AHCA, because I have been called, and I've said they need to follow the county emergency management's directive. I understand evacuation is timely and it's costly. I get that, but if you are ordered to have a mandatory evacuation, then you need to proceed in that direction following those county orders. The Agency for Healthcare Administration, as of late yesterday, set up our normal a hurricane webpage, and we are posting updates to that page throughout the day as alerts are sent out. Medicaid has sent out an alert today, and we have posted that. And so make sure that you are going to that link. That link has been sent out to all of our healthcare associations for sharing with their membership. We will be posting updates to that throughout the day. The curfew letter, and I know a lot of you have been concerned about, making sure that your staff have that, so that if they are curfews called by local law enforcement, that your staff, your pharmacies, your critical supplies will be able to get to you. So that we have updated that letter, and that is posted on that website as well, also sent out to our association leads. As I mentioned, there's been a little shift in the track of Hurricane Ian, so please make sure that you are paying attention to the weather and following any mandatory evacuation requests that you get. Now is the time to do that. I've actually am sitting here in the state EOC office in the ESFA. Commander Aaron Otis and Steve McCoy, who many of you know that I have worked closely with over the years. Commander Otis wanted me to specifically share, if your EM tells you to get out, get out. Now is the time. We have the resources to assist you. We have association staff working with agency staff on patient movement to help find available beds. That's why it's important that you update emergency status of the health facility reporting system. Now is the time. They will get to a point where the counties will not be able to get in, and you will have to stay put. So please make sure you are planning now. I think that's pretty much it for us. Really appreciate the support, you answering phone calls, and I know I have been in touch with Gail and Veronica, and will continue that communication, and they know they can reach me as well. We are here to help provide services, provide support, and we just ask that you follow the directives from the county EM. You make sure now, as Secretary Marstiller said, you have got your generators ready to go, your staff are trained, and you have adequate supplies. As you know, we take this very seriously from a regulatory perspective, and I actually got a call yesterday from an ALF all concerned because we showed up to do a visit. That's our jobs. and we will continue to do our jobs, as you know, to monitor to make sure our residents, patients, and clients are safe during this time. So another, just reminder for assisted living facilities, specifically, I know smaller assisted living facilities, you're required to have that carbon monoxide detector posted. Make sure that you do that. Let's not have situations that I know during Hurricane Sally, where we had a situation where generator was sitting by a window and which fumes was flowing all into this assisted living. I know because 2 of my staff were also affected by that. So please make sure you are paying attention to that. Obviously, our smaller ALFs, we don't want you to put your generators in the in your garages. I have a portable generator myself, so please make sure you are heeding those generator warnings. And this information is also posted on our, and if not, I'll make sure, I think it is, we'll make sure that this generator safety tips are actually posted on our hurricane website as well. So with that, thank you for letting us be here today, and I'll turn it back over to Secretary Marstiller.
Thank you very, very much, Kim. I'm seeing several questions about the state Surgeon General's letter for healthcare workers to, in curfew situations. Please go to AHCA.myflorida.com. We have a hurricane page that is dedicated to all of these resources and the information that you need. And you will see under healthcare facility updates, the state Surgeon General letter. There's a PDF that everybody can download and carry with them. I also saw an answer about, the need to for utility companies to prioritize ALFs, as well as nursing homes and hospitals. Want you all to know that the governor has had direct phone calls with the energy company CEOs. I will, reach out to them as well to make sure that we ask them and impress upon them the need to make all of our long-term care facilities a priority when they are restoring power. Okay. I think that is it from the Agency for Healthcare Administration. Thank you again for giving us the opportunity to chat. I am sure that we'll be chatting again as we move forward.
Thank you both so very much. Kim, we do have a question about the HFRS. I gotta get used to saying that system and not being able to log in. I know that your staff have been working weekends. Are they still manning that system? Can you kind of give a little update?
Yeah, absolutely. I know, and thank you guys, you and Veronica, for forwarding me those emails. If folks are not able to get that access, please continue to do that. Yes, call our assisted living unit, send an email to the assisted living unit as well if you are still having trouble, and we will make sure to prioritize to get you access.
Great. Well, we're working very closely with AHCA, and I know FALA, Veronica Cato is too. So, if you guys need anything, please do not hesitate to reach out to us, and we will get in touch with AHCA or help with anything that we need to during this storm. So, Kim, we'll do this again.
Absolutely, we can. I'm not sure. I know Secretary Marstiller's schedule may be a little busier than mine, but we would definitely try to get Secretary Marstiller to join us when she can. It's always nice to hear from her and her messages, and I appreciate her support for my team that's out there checking on these generators. We have staff in the areas that are impacted as well. I've been in touch with our offices, and our folks are in mandatory evacuation zones too, so they're trying to heed those warnings as well, as they know their first priority obviously is to their family, but also to our larger family here to make sure that our patients are safe in our healthcare facilities. So thank you. And absolutely, Gail, your team, Veronica and her team, more than willing to reach out, and we'll patch you into whatever we need to help. And like I said, I'm here at the state EOC with ESF8 and will be available for any resources, and folks are right here that we can help get you some access to anything that they need.